Hey guys, I'm gonna see if I can't do a little video while I'm driving to a coffee shop right now. There's a coffee shop that I always love to go to get a little bit of work done every day. I have a few Mind Bullet, which some of you will hate, but that's okay. And then I'll have a little cup of coffee and I'll just get down to work and focus in on that. Shout out to Robert Sykes, Mr. Keto Savage with Live Savage Apparel. I'm wearing the beanie right now. Robert is one of those guys who's been a huge inspiration to me. The man is young, really young. I think Robert is 27 or 28. But you wouldn't think that by meeting him, because he is absolutely crushing the business game, crushing it with the Keto Brick products. So check those out, guys. But just hugely inspirational to me. Real quick topic today is just about reading 10 pages a day. That is currently what I do, and I don't do it every day. I'm not perfect about it, but that's kind of my baseline routine. It's kind of like working out. On an average day for me, I will get up, and one of the things that I do every morning is reading 10 pages. And that started basically from me always wanting to read a book a week, and I knew that reading is a huge, very important thing, and it's had a huge impact on my life. My life has been entirely changed by books. Books might be one of the most important things that changed my life. Whenever I talk on here about how goal setting is so important and things like that, I learned about those things from books. I didn't have a mentor that taught me this stuff. I didn't learn it in school. My parents didn't teach me about goal setting. I learned that stuff from books because I was seeking that knowledge out. And to this day, I realize that I still need to seek knowledge out. I have to proactively go out of my way to learn about things. Some people, they learn so much from their parents, or they learn so much from school or from university or from mentors. But what if you don't know everything that you want to know from those sources? What if there's still something to be desired? There's still something to be learned. None of us know enough. You can always continue learning. That's like playing a sport in high school and then saying, well, I'm athletic enough, I'll just kind of phone it in for the rest of my life because I did football in high school and I'm not fat, so yeah, I'm good. No, there's always something to be desired. So I'm always trying to read, and I like to read about things like personal development and goal setting, but also about finances, also about relationships, about psychology, about philosophy. I like to learn about topics that are of interest to me. And as time goes on, different topics interest me. I'm at a point in my life right now where finances and relationships, I find that stuff very interesting. But in the past, it was really around goal setting and success and being number one and being the top of the top of the top. And I say that jokingly because that stuff is still super important to me. That hasn't changed at all. But I'm not actively seeking out that information at this point. I'm learning about different areas of my life to grow in those areas. Why 10 pages a day? Because I had to ask myself, what can you actually do, Will? You're not going to read a book a week, especially if the book is 300-400 pages, and then you have to budget the time to read 20-30 pages a day. And I asked myself, are you really going to do that? Are you really going to find 30 minutes to an hour a day to read? No, you're not. So I'm just being honest with myself. Can I find time to read 10 pages a day? Hell yeah, that's easy. What is that, like 15, 20, 25 minutes of reading? Maybe 30, depending on the book. That is definitely manageable. It's definitely doable, and that's what I'm doing right now. Some people might be like, well, that's not really much. It's a hell of a lot more than I used to do, which was 0. So if I had to go down to 5 pages a day, I would do that. I would go down to 5 pages a day. But 10 pages a day tends to be a happy medium for me. My morning routine is very peaceful. It has to do with organization and kind of looking at my day and some gratitude and some goal setting. I get up and I clean my room, and then I do the dishes downstairs. Both of those things, I kind of picked that up from Jordan Peterson. And there's a book called Make Your Bed, and everybody talks about this sort of stuff. But if you clean your environment, and if you make sure that your environment is organized and clean, it has a huge impact on your mind, your mindset, your mental well-being, how you feel about yourself. if you live in a, excuse my Swahili, but shithole, if you allow your place to be super disorganized and messy and it's dirty and a Doritos bag in the corner and under your bed there's pizza crusts and you're not doing the dishes and they're piling up, that stuff weighs on your mind, and it also shows a lack of self-respect. So you want to respect yourself, and that's more than just cleaning your house. That's cleaning your car. I like to make sure my car is always very clean. I'm looking right now, and there's a can right now in the cup holder that I plan to throw away. But pretty much there's nothing in my car. I never really have anything in my car. I see people that have envelopes and newsletters and brochures and business cards and wrappers and straw, those little straw paper thingies. Better to not have any of that stuff, and wash your car before it gets dirty. And then your own appearance. Are you disheveled? Do you take care of your appearance? Do you allow your body to get out of order? So it has a lot to do with order. It has a lot to do with organization. And the more you take care of those things, the more respect you're showing yourself, which signals to the rest of the world how they should treat you, because you clearly value yourself very well. You clearly take the time to invest into your mind with reading, into your body with training and nutrition, into having an ordered, organized life with, cleaning up your place and taking care of your appearance. So the rest of the world tends to take you a little bit more seriously if you don't appear slovenly. I don't know what slovenly means, but I think it fits in this case. So those are some of the things that I do in the morning. I also like to order my day. So I have my day pretty much scheduled out, but in the morning I like to think about, for that little work block in my day, what do I want to get done in that work block? And some of the things are spontaneous, like doing a video like this. That'll be a spontaneous thing that I'll think of in the morning as I'm high on coffee. I'll think, I would love to do a video today about reading. That'd be awesome. So I'll write that down. But the general structure of my day is predetermined. I kind of know when I'm going to train, and my training is something that I'm currently no longer programming. I used to program my own training. I would decide what I'm going to do. I was going to look in the rear view, and I ended up looking in the camera. That wasn't helpful. But my programming is something that I used to program, but now what I'm doing is I'm actually using the Fitbod app, because I honestly just wanted to try something different. I love that, it gives you a huge variety of exercises, because for me, I would always kind of stick to exercises that I was already good at, which doesn't challenge you that much. I choose the bodybuilding feature on there, and it has artificial intelligence where whenever you log a workout, the next workout, it's going to try to get you to do something kind of different, or maybe more volume, or maybe heavier or more reps, or it might cause you to go up in weight a little bit. So I really, really like the application. It's good. Like all the exercises they give me, it's super challenging. It's right at the edge of my comfort zone and how much I'm able to do. So really solid app. Shout out to them, Fitbod app. Awesome app. This video started off about reading and it turned into a plug for the Fitbod app. I wish I had a deal with them. But that is pretty much what I wanted to say today. I think that sitting down and reading is actually really, really valuable. When I read, I sit down with a pen and I will write in the margins of the book. If I want to apply something that I learned from the book, I will write it in my journal that's next to me. I like to write all over the books because they're not there to be treasured and to decorate your place. They're to be used. So I'm writing in that thing like a textbook. I don't care. I don't care about keeping them clean and crisp and perfect, because if it has no impact on my life, then it's worthless. So I might as well throw it away. So I write in it, and it's mine to use. So that is what I do with reading. And I used to do audiobooks until I realized that I wasn't applying much of what I learned from audiobooks. It was very passive consumption of information rather than actively engaging with the material, writing how I want to apply something, circling something that really is interesting to me, taking notes about certain things that I want to do. That's what you do when you read something and you sit down and you're looking at it. But when you are doing the dishes or driving and commuting in the morning, and you're listening to an audiobook on 2-speed because you want to get through more books, because the more books the better. You'll be like Tai Lopez and you'll be just super educated. I don't know about that. It's quality sometimes, you know? If you have one idea from one book that changes the rest of your life, that is huge. The return on that investment of your time is huge. Now think about it. If you read 5 books and you never apply the ideas because you're doing the dishes and you're cleaning the house and you're commuting to work, and you hear an idea and you're like, oh, that's a great idea. I'll think about that sometime soon, you know, and I'll maybe apply that. But by the time you get to work and your commute is done, you've had 5 other ideas and you forgot about the first one. And now you start to go about your work and you're going about your day. The idea is gone. You're not applying it. You heard it and it sounded good and you learned something, but you didn't apply it because you were multitasking, which, you know, multitasking, there's ups and downs to it, you know. I hear about a lot of people that listen to audiobooks while they're working out. If you're lifting weights and listening to an audiobook, what? That's how? What? That doesn't make any sense to me. Your mind should be fully focused and invested on lifting. I get if you're listening to motivational videos, you know, you're trying to pump yourself up. Perfect. That makes sense to me. C.T. Fletcher, awesome. But if you are listening to an audiobook where you're trying to consume information about something while you're lifting weights, that's not a good combo. If you're running, okay, I can understand that. But yeah, all I'm saying is if you never sit down and actually physically read a book and take notes on it, try that. Try doing that. Same thing applies for YouTube videos. When you're watching YouTube videos, maybe you can sit down and actually try to take notes on that and learn something from that. So just something for us to consider. Try doing something different. If you do the same thing all the time, you might get benefits from doing things differently. You don't know until you try it, and you consistently hit bumpers in life until you finally start to really find your footing and move in a straight line. But yeah, it's like bowling. You're going to hit those bumpers over and over again until you can bowl a strike, and that takes practice. So later, guys. I will see y'all in the next video. Have a wonderful day.